Okay, well that one's pretty easy. We can look at that. Let me see. Where would I have stored that? Eric project. Okay. Are you talking about like a kind of live updating chat thing, or more like a chat thing that loads like it goes down to the bottom of the list and shows the most recent message at the bottom? Is that what you're talking about, or? Yeah, because no worries, because Learnbook is Learnbook is just like using live data, but it's always showing the top is the most recent message. I think no, the top is the oldest, but it doesn't like scroll down to the most recent one. Mm, so here, let's get this back open. Okay, we're gonna have to have a look for what am I looking for? Oh yeah, hold on. Maybe I put it in here. Mm-hmm. Useful components. Infinite scroll chat module. So I have you probably the same as you have the zip for the module. No, I have not actually tried to install it yet. So this will be interesting to see how it works installing modules. Put it in here. Alrighty. So is it just a case of putting the module into the Noodle modules folder and it just works? Because I've never tried a custom module before. Okay. There might be some sort of no, it looks okay. There might be some sort of installation process or something. I don't know, but let's quit this, restart. Oh yeah, hold on. Yeah, core node SDK, blah blah blah. Yeah, I remember all this. Yeah, I remember this. I remember it right. Let's see. Let's just go and see what happens. I take it I don't need to do anything in the modules. It's like already there. I don't have to add it or anything. Yeah. Okay, so that should be then in external libraries, chat container. Right. Okay, I'll delete all this crap. Okay. And this is as far as you got, I guess. Like, it's in there. What does it do? Yeah. Hmm. Okay. It's gotta. So the thing is that hang on, chat container. Okay, so it does have the states that he pictures in there at bottom and scroll. So there's that. That's good. That's good news. All right, let's just try it out. I'm gonna make a chat message box. Yeah. Oh, we got there. Let's go step by step. Nice. Okay, and this is from the repeater. I'm sorry, but I'm gonna be super lazy. I like that. I like that. Please make me an array of objects, text messages, one key. What did I say? It was text. One sentence. Text message. make, what do we need, like 100? So we want to see like it scroll, I guess. Might take a minute. I always have a problem sharing ChatGPT when I'm doing recordings because I get to like mix all the stuff that I'm doing together with the stuff that my girls ask me in the morning. So it'll be like princess unicorn will be down here somewhere, like make a unicorn with a princess on top of it. It's just, yeah, that's not me. I promise. Yeah. Yeah, it's the Olympics week in school because I'm in France, and so it's the Olympics in France, and so all the schools are going Olympics crazy, and they didn't know that people were naked when they did the Olympics in Greece. So I thought that was a fun thing to shock them this morning. Yeah. Come on, ChatGPT. Oh, fantastic! I'm really looking forward to. Well, we could try. I wonder. We'll give a competition with Gemini. Yeah, maybe go faster. Go Google. Oh man, Gemini, you suck. I didn't ask you to make me a code that makes the damn thing. Oh jeez. No, I want the array, not the code. Let's see, a JSON array. Okay. Jeez, that was fast. Holy moly. Okay. I love you, Google. Ah, super. This array contains 100 objects. Does it? Okay. Just do these, and we'll just like, yeah. We're just gonna copy paste these like 100 times. Yeah. Clever, smart ass Google. There you go. Must be a lot. I know. Oh, 110. Not bad. So object, yeah. Text. Okay. And nothing comes up. So this is where you got to, I guess, as well. No? Man. So it seems like the repeater's not even showing up. If I put something else in there just to test. Yeah. Nice. Yeah. Oh, Eric, where are you when we need you? We haven't missed anything, I don't think. Chat message. Apart from that picture, there's nothing else about how he made it. There's no other video bit that shows how he did it. Dang it. I didn't put any. Yeah. But I'm still wondering if I'm missing something, if there wasn't. Hang on. Have you tried installing other custom modules from their repo? So let's just as an experiment. Let's try to install a module for something else that we know works. Just to see if it is as easy as dragging and dropping it, then at least that eliminates that possibility. But because I just can't remember if there's something you have to do to like kind of custom install the module, or if it's just dragging and dropping it in there. Okay. That's a good question. No. Okay, let me just send a little quick message there. He's probably not free. Let's give him a link. Where's the link? Where's the... Oh. Okay. Who knows? He might show up. So that sucks. Yep. Yeah, and you wanted to know about the Learnbook example? I think it's not probably not what you need, but let's see. So, I mean, it's just a standard repeater, and then if you add a message, it's connected to an MQTT server, which I did a video about it. It just adds the message to the bottom, so you don't get the you don't get very much more than that. Just it'll load up the first message, and then it'll be chronologic to the bottom. Is there anything in particular you wanted to see about that? Yeah, sure. Sure. So we're in the up there. This is a mess, by the way, Learnbook. Yeah, so just don't judge. It had to be done fast. It wasn't pretty. So this is the message. Yeah, so I've got that's the homework container. Where's the message? There. Messages and replies. Okay. So it's two different kinds. Like if you have somebody else's message, then the avatar is on the left and the little tail thing is on the left. And the tail thing I got because I was lucky enough to have a developer who worked on Figma for this project, and the developer created the shapes. So I went into Figma and downloaded the shapes as SVGs. So this little tail on the right side is this one. So it's just a custom HTML component with the HTML is being fed in from the states node. So I've just stored the SVGs for the different tails, because like if it's on the right and it's yours, then it's green. If it's on the right and you're replying to yourself, then it goes orange. If it's on the left and it's someone else's, it's gray. And if it's on the left and you're replying to it, it's orange. So like each SVG just had to be kind of configured to have the color in there for whichever the state was. And that's how it works in general. It's just that either it's your message, someone else's message, it's replying to someone else's message, it's replying to your message, it's an assignment message, which is another tab, or it's somebody else's assignment message. And they all have sort of different colors and different forms. Yeah, so the message item is just a content height. So if I type a long message, it scales. When the toast comes up, you can't scroll. It's a really weird effect. I guess the toast must create some sort of layer over the screen that means that you can't scroll it anymore. Or it takes the focus maybe or something. Anyway, but if you put like, you can put images in there, you can put videos, although I can't do it on the preview, you have to load it up into the sandbox. But you could put in an image in there, probably unicorns or something. Oh, that one was the cover image. Yeah. So this was Eric helped me develop this TinyMCE plugin, where it actually uses the Noodle storage and Noodle file uploader workflow to upload images into the TinyMCE editor. So the stuff that comes out is actually stored in Noodle storage and referenced in the text editor, which is like an HTML text editor. So it does a pretty good job of scaling. Yeah. And what else of other particularities of it? You can have attachments as well. So there's a repeater that if you attach something to a text message adds more content underneath it, which is something I really wanted to have, was like send a message and say, hey, this is the homework, download the following. And there could be like 1, 2, 3 different attachments to it. So it's just a repeater inside a repeater. And the really tricky part that really broke my brain was I wanted to make a Reddit style reply threaded type thing. So you can say first reply, it's like first level of nested message. And so it's that each message element in it has itself a repeater that references the same message element. So yeah, this was kind of weird. It's really hard to debug because it means that you're kind of looking at, essentially you're looking at one parent message that contains message information that's filling it up. And then at the bottom, you got to extract from that the replies. Where's the replies? Oh yeah, that's not the last message. It would need to be this one if you want to see it. Whenever shows the last item. So the message itself, then we extract more. Oh, it's still not showing up. That's great. We extract more messages from the message itself and then put a repeater with the same thing. So it kind of loops around. But what comes in the second level is the other message from the repeater. I think, yeah, wasn't it here? Yeah, I had to specify the message ID explicitly. I think the problem that I had was if I used the object and said that it comes from a repeater, it got confused because it was like kind of creating an infinite loop and looking at the repeater or the other repeater, because like stuff that's nested inside the repeater still can reference the object at the parent repeater. But this is like a kind of, yeah, it could potentially be an infinite loop of repeaters because it's looking at the one above it and then the one above that, and it just didn't work. So I remember I had to create arrays of messages and map the ID of the message to a special ID, message ID, because you can't just have like component input ID. It doesn't bring the object ID out for some reason. So I had to actually map it so that I could pass that through the component input, and then when it has a nested sub message, you can also pass the message ID through to that one without referencing the repeater and causing that infinite loop. But it's cool because it means you have then like the reply button is the same reply button here, same here, and it just keeps going and going. And which is a problem actually. The one thing I couldn't figure out was at one point it's going to look ridiculous, like it's going to be so constrained, and especially if the screen is smaller, it's going to look stupid. So how do you tell it what level it is at currently to say, okay, if you're at level 4 of nested messages, then don't show the reply button anymore because it's going to mess everything up. I haven't figured that out. So you can kind of reply as many times as you want. I'm just hoping people don't do it, but they could, so that sucks. Anyway, but that's yeah, that's learn book messaging. Nice. Have you got something you want to show? It's co-working day, or are you just here to watch? Okay, yeah. I wish I could. Maybe Eric will miraculously appear, but probably not. It would be, yeah. But he's a very busy man. Everybody wants a piece of him, so not gonna complain. He was, yeah, absolutely. Yeah, he was probably the guy who was the most responsible for the editor updates up to the end, and responsible for open sourcing, like preparing everything for open source. Him and Cartner were like the main guys in that in that project, so yeah, he knows a lot. But it just means that he's like gold dust. Everybody wants some because he knows everything about the editor. It would be nice to fix a couple of bugs and stuff. Yeah, there was so one thing I wanted to work on. I was gonna just work on, and maybe you can, if I don't know if you know anything about visual stuff, but I hate the columns node with a passion because I say so. I was with a client today, and we were trying to work this one out. Let's see if I can give you an example. And he was just doing like this. Okay, so what I want to happen is I've got columns as basic as it can be. Columns, they're center aligned, contents, minimum width is 200, so I can't. Oop. If I squeeze it down, then it'll do its magic. What was our issue? Yeah, so the group itself, I wanted to set to have a max width. I wanted it to like stretch a certain amount, but not, continue. Like if someone has a huge screen, I don't want it to continue stretching until it's really, really long or like wide. So I put in a max width to 200. Let's put in a mid width of 150 just to make it look kind of stretchy and nice. I know I normally can create a component, but this was just for an experiment today. So, did I make that right? Okay, so it can stretch. It's still not even stretching. What I don't understand about this whole columns thing is what I would expect is the column width is probably about here at the moment, but the group persistently sticks to the left alignment of the column. I was hoping that either by like center aligning them or something, that it would make the group stay in the middle of the column so that it's not always left aligned. So like at the moment, it's just, the column is here and here, like this part, but this group is staying to the left side of the column. So I don't know if that's a column problem or like I see that. Okay, so I'm doing something wrong because like the middle bit, like I can see that it means that when it wraps, then it puts the column in the middle. That's great. Like it's in the middle of the row, then that's awesome. But like if it's there, it's left aligned. It doesn't really make sense. I tried putting it inside a parent group, but it didn't help. I mean, I guess I kind of hang. Yeah. Mm. Yeah. And, hmm. But do the groups have a kind of max or fixed width? It means they sort of float inside the column. Hmm. I wonder, is your example not more something like this, which is probably the solution actually, and I'm just being silly, is that you have a group in the column that spans the column, so then you get more control over the centralization of the group. Okay, that makes, yeah, okay. I'm terrible with CSS and flex boxes and all that stuff. I hate it. I just have to learn. That's better, eh? Nice. Okay, cool. Yeah, that's what I was sort of expecting. So now you've got the same width on either side of each group. Perfect. Okay, thanks. Yeah, I guess what I was getting wrong was I was expecting the columns node to do more than it actually can, and all it really does is just provide a column, but it doesn't. It's just saying I've got a 33% width column for you. There you go. Put whatever you want in there. Yeah. Okay. Cool. That's nice. Ah, like to change the layout direction, you mean? Ah, okay. Ah, okay, yeah. I hate that. The what is written here is not what actually gets inputted into the node is just the stupidest thing. I was pulling my hair out the other day because I had in LearnBook I had a input that had variable types, so one password, one number, one text area, and the text area that's even written in the docs is written as capital T text, capital A area, and in reality, when you look in the source code, it's small t text and then stuck to it capital A area, and that's how it actually gets fed. But it was just like I just couldn't make it work. It's driving me crazy. Um, so you do like a kind of window width. I'm not very good at coding, by the way. Uh, yeah, what was it? Window dot viewports. No, viewports dot width or something like that. No, it's probably totally wrong what I just did. Yes, it is. It's not that. It can be that simple. No. Okay, ChatGPT. Oh, actually, no, because I have the AI back. I was like not using the AI for so long. Just because it wasn't working. Ta-da! Inner width Muppet. Yeah. And then I had a script for LearnBook that was pretty cool for that. Where is it? Yeah. Should just copied that. Discord's crashing. Oh, this sucks. Modern technology. Okay. I'll get to it in a sec. So I've done this because um, it doesn't. So the event listener only works on resize in this code, which is great, but it doesn't fire when you load the page because it's not resizing. It's just loading the page. So this way it like loads and outputs. Oh, of course. Uh, this inner width one. Hang on. Yeah. Okay. We'll do a little node competition. Hold on. Initial. That was it. Sorry, initial. Oh, for fuck's sake. Okay, I'm gonna get yours. Okay. There's a part of it that's kind of. Oh, got it. There was like a spoiler part or something. Yeah, do you know? Part of it was blacked out. I had to click on it. Didn't want to do it. Hang on, let me do. I'm doing something wrong, maybe. So I'm gonna copy all the stuff that you put in, and then I'm gonna paste it. Come on. Nope. Okay, no worries. Oh yeah, cool. Thanks. Oops, that's fun. Function. Sorry, I just typed a message to you instead of typing it in the other screen. No, sucks. Okay, so input with. Ah, okay. Oh, okay, sorry. I thought you were talking about like window width, like if I, because like this one, yeah. So we're talking about like the parent group. Okay. Nice. And then if that's going to output column, then that's what we do here. So. Yeah, cool. It's inputting. Seems to be working. So what's the I mean the layout direction is the horizontal and vertical one. Did you mean the group maybe? Am I doing in the wrong place? You mean like here? Ah. But then the columns, I don't know how it changes when it's vertical and horizontal. Doesn't really change. Yeah, I think I'm guessing what you meant was that it changes this layout to. Okay, got you. Oh, that's cool. That's good. It's still a cool idea. Yeah, nice. Yeah, but it means that, like if I was not using a column, it would instead of having columns, we just have the groups, and then once they're under a certain width, we just manually switch them into a column instead of a row. That's cool. I like that. Hmm. Yeah, that would removing the columns first. And then, yeah, so it's going to be column, column, and then row. Yeah, nice. So it should be about here, maybe like 780, maybe. Yeah. Oh no. I shouldn't have changed it there. My bad. Okay. Ah, yeah, nice. So, yeah, 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 yeah. Looking good. Cool. Nice one. Yeah. I mean, what I was doing earlier was more like this. What we were doing earlier was, let's disconnect this for a sec. We were saying that when oops. So it's if no, what do we have to do? And I'll just use an expression. I'm so bad at coding. Just forget that. I end up with functions and expressions when it could just be in the same function, but I'm just being scared. Yeah. Yeah. I'm okay with expressions. So like when the width is less than, what did we say it was, 700 something? 70, yeah, right. You are right. So we put this one here. So this is like Ah, that was when the group, yeah, when the group width. That was it. So it wasn't the window width. Never mind. Ah, I see. Okay, no, 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 no. I forget what I'm saying. That's not that, not that. I wanted to do like this. So if it's less than 780, it's going to be 1. And if it's greater, one. It's probably not a good way to do it, but it was what we were doing earlier. And I thought it worked pretty well. No, not that. So then the 111 will change to a 1 at a certain width. It's probably have exactly the same effect. Oh, no. Oh, because the width is not being inputted. Oops. Yeah, nice. So similar thing. What's nice about the columns node, which I like, is just this having like the kind of gutters thing. But I guess you can have that with the group as well. If you do the layout, you can have vertical. Well, no, because it would only be vertical or horizontal gap. But I guess you could input the vertical and horizontal gap manually, couldn't you? You could say like, is it inputs? So that would be, I don't actually know what that is in Noodle language, the vertical gap. What was it? No, no. There's a page that has all of like the visual parameters explained in like input names in the docs somewhere. Um, yeah, but like what I'm trying to do is output something like vertical. Oh no, I guess it could just be a number, can't it? I don't need the name of it. Vertical spacing. Could be. And that one should be outputs horizontal spacing. And then I guess we need to put in both, don't we? No. Yeah, maybe. Maybe. Then that's this. Go away and this here. Then it's gonna be, what did we say it was? Layout and vertical spacing. Vertical gap, yeah, and then horizontal gap. Yeah, okay. Nice. Like it. Okay, cool. Learn something new. Like it. Very cool, very cool. Okay. And there was something else that I wanted to experiment with there today, and I forget what it was. I know that was pretty much it. The columns thing was really, that really stumped me earlier. That was great. This is cool. This is a nice, nice code. Yeah, solved. Good. Good, good, good. Yeah, now moving on to stuff in Learnbook today. It's going to be trying to, so I've got the teacher views all done. Like Learnbook is a learning management platform. So you have the teacher view where you can see like adding new groups and learners and stuff. And then when you want to send, I've just added a feature where you can send a notification to your learners. Yeah, yeah. Let's do that because this is I suck at this. Yeah, if you can find it, because this is one thing I suck at is transitions in general, but like yeah, CSS not my strong point. That would be awesome. Let's have a look. Oh, hey Yogesh. No problem. Oh no, you're gone. I can't hear you, Yogesh. Or you could also just stay silent. You're not obliged to speak. Sorry. Okay, don't look at my messy node tree, please. Ooh. So this is, I'll just try to find the menu. This is the context menu. Clickable icon, context menu. So the animation needs to be at the level of the component itself, like the group, maybe? Okay. Okay. So it's this one. So we just, it's the class, is it? Ooh. Ooh. Nice. Yeah. Ah, that's nice, yeah. Ah, yeah, that would be. Yeah, because look at the way it sort of jumps here. It's ridiculous. I was looking for a way to fix that, so let's go and try to fix that. Where is it? Such a mess. Repeater, repeater, repeater. So it's this bit, reply group. So we call the reply group animated. Hmm. That one didn't work as well. Is it? That's a good question. Maybe the button itself. No, it is that part. Yeah. Hang on. No, no, no. You're right. It's the button. Yeah, it's the button. My bad. Excuse me. Guess you have to be careful not to accidentally stick it everywhere and then everything becomes animated. Hey, that's way better. Still jumps, like, but yeah, you see, I tried to do that with so it's a states node, and so mounted and unmounted is using transitions, and so I tried to make it like, but I have no idea how this works. Don't know anything about it. I'm just like dragging it around like wee. I don't know what it does. So yeah, it should, shouldn't it? It's so that's a like. Hang on, this this thing like shows you it's gonna work like this. It's gonna be slow, and yeah, but then it doesn't. Come on. Oh no, it's not working at all anymore. Oh, it is. So you see, like it's still there's definitely not a 1 second hide and show here. So this may be something I'm doing wrong, but every time I try to use transitions, it pretty much doesn't work. So I don't know what I'm doing wrong. To make it longer. But then, yeah, no, no, it should. Yeah. So it's just the button. Maybe it doesn't work on buttons. Need somebody who knows more about CSS. That's true. They can't really, yeah. But I want to have that thing where it kind of like slides down, you know, that like animation, like zoop, like. Hmm. Or yeah, I've got a stupid idea, but maybe it'll be good. Okay, so we're gonna say height. Yeah, this is probably really dumb, but just in case, maybe it'll be good. So we're gonna do yeah height, and yeah, it's a number, and hover is going to be, oh, I can't remember how much it is, but like say it's 200 just for fun. No, it's way too much. 180, I don't know. And then the height of the not hover value is 0, and then I have to bring that down here. No, that one. Height. No, I don't know what it thinks it's doing, but hang on. Pin this. Wait. Pin. It does work. That's so cool. It's doing it. Yeah, it's really slow, but it works. That's so cool. Yeah. Mhm. Yeah, I think that's probably right. Height. Yeah, it's on it. Yeah, it needs to be like, yeah, like 300. I don't know. Quick. Yeah, that's a bit better. Well, even it could be even faster than that, I guess. Yeah. You don't want to like slowly close though either. So 200. Yeah. Yeah. Good point. Because then the button is like, yeah, it's got 5 No, hang on. Yeah. I'm just trying to figure out what the height is. I was trying to actually. That's okay. Okay. That's way better. That's it's cute. I think yeah, the issue was that it's like yeah, like you said, it's a 0 and 1 value, so it's not like yeah, but also that it's moving the other groups down, so you have to kind of accordion scroll it like yeah, and that only works with growing the height. That's cool. It looks cool. Yeah, the client is going to be really happy when I show him that. Like, oh, you've made some improvements. Uh, yeah. So the history is it's like it's a colleague of mine who I started working with in France like 7 years ago. We started training English teachers because I used to be an English teacher while I was a geek in hobby time, and now I'm like full time geek and not really doing any English teaching anymore. But teachers are like generally don't really use computers that much for their lessons, so we were training teachers how to use computers, and one of the things we saw was that they were all interested in learning management systems like oh this is the next big thing and should I be getting into it, and so we decided to build one ourselves. I decided to build one myself because I just discovered Bubble and I created a couple like quiz apps for my English lessons, and then it just kind of grew into making a full-blown LMS, so we were going to sell it to schools in France, and so we successfully sold it to like maybe 5 different training organizations. So it wasn't like a huge amount of customers, and none of them ever really used it. They paid for it for a few months, and then the teachers didn't like it, and it just fell into being forgotten. And so we're trying to bring it back, and that's a bit better. Trying to bring it back, and so we did redesigned it from scratch, and it really was like Noodle coming along was like the guy I was working with who is financing a lot of the project as well. He was asking me for ages like, could you not fix it? Can you not make the Bubble version better? Can you make a new Bubble version? I was like, we had so many annoying things coming from it being in Bubble that I don't want to build it in Bubble anymore. Like that was for me, I was like, no, if we're going to do it again, we have to do it in some other technology. We have to pay a coder to do it. I don't know what, but I'm not doing it in Bubble again because you just end up getting to a point where the complexity gets too much. There's too much data or whatever, and it just starts slowing down, and people are complaining that this, took 20 seconds to load the page or something because you just haven't got the query set up the right way, and it's so hard to set them up the right way in Noodle and Bubble. So but then Noodle came along and I built my first project in it and told this guy like finally, the moment has come. We have something where I can build it on my own. And so that's where we're at today, trying to. I mean, we've got, and this is like, first version is kind of sort of done. Like, it's not looking too bad in terms of functionality and everything. So it all kind of works. Uh, Yeah, I mean, we got a designer. I know that was another thing I insisted on, because the first time we did it, it was me and Bubble with no idea about design. As you've seen today, is my Achilles heel, and um, him telling me what he thinks it should look like, sending me like PowerPoint slides where he's like put the blocks together where he thinks things are supposed to go, and then I make it like that, and it's like, oh no, it's crap. We have to do it again, and just round and round in circles, with people not ever liking the look of it. And we went through like so many. I could show you a couple of iterations that we went through. Um, yeah, yeah, yeah. Uh, yeah. Shit. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, especially now. Like in the old days, it wasn't a problem because you were on the free tier and it would just say you're out of data or whatever. But with the new pricing model, it's just not possible anymore. Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's just that's how they get you. That, I mean, they saw the AWS model and they were like, oh, AWS are making a ton of money ripping people off. Well, maybe we should do the same thing, because so many apps are badly built in Bubble, and I know why, because they were losing money, in my opinion, on the free tier, because they were letting people do, like, I didn't know how many queries, but like I was able to build apps on the free tier before, where your whole app could be full of queries. Like LearnBook at the beginning was built on the free tier, and you could be having hundreds of messages loaded into the front end and doing like live data all the time, people updating messages, editing messages, and they must have been losing quite a lot of money, because they had, I don't know how many. At one point, they were like, "Yeah, we have 100,000 customers. Probably like 90,000 of them were free, and maybe 10,000 were paying like the small monthly amount, and basically nobody was paying the dedicated tier." So they probably were losing money for a long time, trying to get as many users as possible to get the big investment. They got their 100 million, and then they're like, "Right, now we need to actually make money. So let's turn those 100,000 people who thought they were getting a free lunch, let's turn them into cash cows and just milk them." So yeah, this was the very first Learn book, which is just like, this is me 7 years ago trying to build a chat system. So it has, it's threaded. It hasn't changed that much. Still like threaded comments, and we built a system where you could record yourself. There was like a plugin for recording audio, and so we stored it in the Bubble server, and then like put an HTML element into the text, and so you could like play audio that you've recorded and videos and uploads. So it worked and people liked it, but it was just too clunky and confusing, and I think maybe we were too early as well in the market for people to understand it. And then version 2 was me like desperately trying to learn about design and failing miserably. It's this one. Yeah, yeah. I mean, look at let's do a little network test there. Like reload it from scratch. What's that? Like Control F5 or something? It's a hard reload. There it is, hard reload. Okay, let's see. So we're on to, yeah, 3 seconds for the content to load, which is pretty long. Still hasn't finished. 10 seconds to finish. 3 megs. Yeah, but I mean, if you look at the base JSON, the bubbles loading, your project JSON loads into the front end. It's already like it's like 1 megabyte or something like that. It's already just for the JSON to get the project going, and then they have to compile it on the front end and everything. So it's just too big. But anyway, so this was the V2. Same thing, but like new menus and a bit sort of nicer looking in here, and sections split up a bit better. And then V3 was so I'm complaining about it, but actually when the designer came into the project, I was able to show her all these 3 versions and say like these are the bits that we actually liked and that worked, and these are the bits that didn't and sucked. Oh, this isn't it. Just me leaving test messages in there. Sorry. Oh yeah, because I started messing with it. It's the worst thing about Bubble. I started messing with the teacher page in the test version to the point where I couldn't keep it going, and then there would be like some little bug with the live version, and I would have to fix the test version to push it to live. But I've already done so many changes that I couldn't, so I had to like just refuse to fix anything. Bubble had a feature before where you could do hotfixes, and they just took it away one day. So I'm like, okay, I've done all this work, and now I can't even publish it anymore. So great. Yeah, it was just a mess of so many. It was a mess of design, but also a mess of functionality, because you fall into that trap in no code of saying, oh, couldn't we just do something like this? And wouldn't it be nice to have a calendar in there as well? And what if I could see when my next lesson coming up is, and like be able to access it from an easy menu on the right side, and like have a quick menu at the top to do like this. And you just end up with so many things that nobody can understand how it works anymore. And it's just so confusing. Like, scores, like let's add scores so people can add scores to messages. And it just got to the point where all of these things are individually good ideas, but yeah, together you just can't understand what, you just can't put it together. So the new one is just like make a group, put a learner in it. You can add some resources, like add a worksheet that you want them to do, and then create a lesson and stick the resource in the lesson, and that's it. So it's just trying to keep it simple, I guess. Cool. Oh, okay. Oh, okay. So like, well, because at the moment when you load up the lesson, it just goes straight to the first message in the list. It's not loading any messages anymore. I think I've probably broken something, but whatever. Yeah, okay. I probably disconnected something. Oops. Yeah, let me reload the page. Maybe that'll help. Yeah, okay. So you're saying that like, so at the moment it doesn't scroll to the bottom, mainly because I would like to get that thing of Eric's working, because what I would rather have is it's at the bottom already, and I can scroll up, and then I see like load previous messages, so that I can always load like 5 at a time, and then let them scroll up if they want to. But if you get a conversation that has like 100 messages in it, you don't really want to load all those into the front end. So I would like Eric's thing to work, but I don't know if Eric's thing was load all the messages and then scroll to the bottom, or if it could be done to say like load the last 5 chronologically and then kind of like load them up that way. I'm not sure how it works. I would have liked to be able to see it today. Hmm. Yeah. Yeah. That sucks. We'll keep trying. We'll see. Eric will reply, I'm sure, at some point, and we'll see if he can maybe jump on and help us the next time. And yeah, I like your idea of doing the jump to present thing, which is like, yeah, what Discord has, what Telegram has, or whatever. Like a little button here to say, like, okay, this is the first message, but you can just jump straight to the present one. It still requires loading all the messages, but that's maybe a nice idea. I'll think about that. Anyway, V1 launch. We'll see how people get on, and if it gets to the point where we need to do something like that, I think we get the designer back into it. So yeah, I didn't show you. The messages object has so I created a field in the messages class called replies, and it's an array field. And so when you have replies, I don't know why it's not showing up here. What's this? Same here, yeah. So that, oh, okay, it's showing me the last message in the list, which doesn't have a reply, of course, because it is a reply. This would be filled with, I'll show you in the database. No. There. So it creates an array like this, just with the message ID, so that I can pass that through as, I've got a message, it's filling up the first level, and then it takes the replies and parses them out and just sends an array of, what was it? Why did it do that? Oh yeah, because I load, when the lesson loads, I load all of the messages from all of the parts of the lesson to keep them safe somewhere, so I can just work with them in the front end. So what I do is, as if there are replies come in, then I take out the IDs from that array of that object, of that record, and then I look in the lesson messages and try to find which ones have that ID, so I can pull out the actual objects, not just the kind of, because the array is just the ID. I want to pull out the full message object and then pass the full message object down into another repeater underneath the message that has the same message template. And so it itself can then contain a reply, and then its replies contain replies, and etc. etc. So it's just that kind of looping thing of each message can have replies, and then those replies can have replies because they're messages in themselves. If that makes sense. Yeah. Yeah. Well, I mean, yeah. Yeah. No more replies. Yeah. Exactly. So that, I think I would probably do something like this, like nested level, and then have it like, so have, say for example, if I create a message for the first time, what would it do? I guess you could look at, yeah, start at 0, and then like, as I create the first nested message, put that into the object, and then say, all right, if you are a message and if you are a message, but then how do you pass it into the message itself? It might actually have to be part of the record. Yeah, and rather than doing it here, it might be more sensible to make it part of the record. So like, make a column that's called nested level, and then you can actually say, okay, I'm making a new message, take the existing message, it's nested level +1, and then when it goes through this process where it finds the message replies, then it's going to be outputting the record rather than the array object. So it'll output the record with the nested level field, and then as it goes in, it'll say, okay, then if nested level is greater than or equal to 4, then don't show reply button. I think I would do something like that, but I haven't implemented that yet. I will, but yeah, bigger fish to fry. Have to get the notification system. And yeah, for this, the other thing that was particular about this version of LearnBook is I decided that I'm a bit sick of SendGrid and Brevo. I don't know if you use any emails for your apps. Okay. Yes. Yeah. Okay. No worries. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay. With a pleasure. Next time in private, no problem. Um, but yeah, I mean, I've used SendGrid for several projects I've been on. I've used Brevo for a lot of projects because it's very simple. It's just an API call with a template ID and a list of parameters, and it just fills them in, first name, last name, all that stuff. So it could be really useful for like forget password emails and stuff like that. Um, but for this project, we want to send a lot of emails. So I want to be able to send notifications regularly to learners. Somebody might have 30 learners in a group and they want to send 30 emails all at the same time to notify them that there's some update. Um, and the question was like, well, do you make your own SMTP server to do that? But one of the issues we had before with LearnBook was the emails were bouncing back all the time or going into spam because they would send them to like university kids where it's like, dot university or whatever. And a university email address can be really strict. Yeah. So the key was to find something like SendGrid or Brevo that has really good deliverability, but without it being annoying to use and the price as well. I had another client who realized that 20,000 emails a month is not actually that much when you have several active users who each have like 30, 40 learners that they're sending messages to every day. It quickly piles up. So we went with Amazon Simple Email Service because we were hosting on AWS. Now I'm hosting partly on Google Cloud Platform, but I'm probably going to move that into my own hosting because I think it's better. And the front end is now hosted on Vercel, so the only thing that's still in Amazon is the Simple Email Service. But supposedly they have really good deliverability. It's really awkward to use because it's like just sending raw HTML through the API to Amazon and saying, hey, send this HTML to someone, please. And getting like delivery reports and stuff is really difficult, and you have to use N8N because it has the AWS SDK. But yeah, just for like that's one particular thing. I should do a video about it someday because it was an absolute nightmare to set it up. But now that it is set up, it works well, and it is a good cheap email solution for apps where you have to have like a lot of bulk email sending because you get like 50,000 a day or something, and it's like minuscule costs, like really, really good. So that's just one of the other things I have to do a video about at some point. But if you don't use emails, then that's not going to interest you. It's just, yeah, there's the no code world. Like, what are we're limited to, but even outside the low code world, I think emails is one of those things where you really want to have the maximum deliverability possible. So, using somebody like Amazon, they have a strong vetting process. That's one of the nightmares about it, is it takes a really long time to get them to approve you. But you don't have to give them a huge amount of information either. And once you get approved, then it seems like the deliverability is much better. But yeah. Anywho, I think I'm gonna have to scoot.